Let me offer some advice as the election is, we'll only have a wake up. We don't know who's going to win. Trump does have a path to 270. It's a very narrow one. It's a running the tables path. Biden has a better opportunity, but it's not locked in. We don't know for sure. But either way, we could have chaos in America. And I'm not predicting it, nor praying about it, nor asking for it to take place. But we could have chaos in America. And I just want to offer some advice. First of all, I want to offer advice to suburban people, suburban dwellers, and suburban women in particular, with chaos being available. As you know, if Biden loses, there may be Antifa and there could be Black Lives Matter in the streets of the ghettos in Chicago, New York, and in Dallas, and Oakland, and Los Angeles, and Atlanta. And as they march during the George Floyd, they can burn and loot and tear a city up in 2 minutes, and there just will not be the police forces to be able to contain them. But there could also very well, if Trump loses, there could be many Trump supporters who find it very easy to attack the suburbs, not the large cities, the stores, but attack various houses and various communities that they will believe, or someone will point out to them, that these white suburbs, or Japheth suburbs, went for Biden over against Trump. And it would be very easy for them to set fires, set houses on fires, set small businesses, if you will, on street businesses in small towns and small communities, to set them ablaze. And we're talking about, members of the alleged white supremacy. That this is not something normally that they do, but potentially it could happen. And there could be a number of houses burning in the suburbs. And I don't know if this is going to happen, but what I want to do is give a warning. There could surely be a number of houses burning in the cities as well, one way or the other. Even if Biden wins, you could have a lot of, if you will, Black Lives Matter, or you could have a lot of Antifa or others in the streets of the cities burning and looting, and in terms of a way of celebration. Or we just don't know. But let me say this to everyone. Be prepared. And generally these events take place at night, and they could take place as early as tomorrow night, about midnight, as the votes are being counted and some tallies are being put together and windows are possibly being looked at. I would say to everyone, please, whether you live in the suburbs or the cities, sleep, ready, roll. By that I mean, you can sleep in your regular pajamas if that's what you do, but have a set of clothing that is element ready, that can be put on in less than 2 seconds. They're within reach of your bed. You can put them on in 2 seconds. Shoes, sleeping socks, and you can put on shoes and pants or whatever you need, and a coat, and get out of the house in the event there's a fire, or in the event that there is reports that chaos is coming through the streets. There are people marauding the suburbs or the city or apartment buildings. Be ready to get out of the house quickly. And you need to get yourself a backpack. I don't have one, but I'm going to buy one, where you can put all your papers in, your insurance papers, your passports, if you have a little cash, and whatever jewels and precious things that you have, that if there is a burning or a fire in your area, that you don't want them lost to burning. You can put them all in a knapsack. And the reason why a knapsack is important is that you can put it on your shoulders like the young people do, and you still have the mobility of your hands, your feet. You can still move pretty freely and carry those things without a sense of fear. And I would say, put some extra clothing in your car, that your car may be away from your house or your dwelling place in the event that there's a fire or there's a reason why you have to leave your house immediately. Your car may be a little bit safer, and for a change of clothes, depending on the weather or the climate and where you live, you'll have at least a couple of days of changing clothes already packed in a suitcase in the car or the truck that can move. Make sure in your backpack that you put all your medications, all of your insurance papers, your passports, your driver's license, your family pictures, your whatever precious things that you have. Put them in a backpack. Now, don't try to carry the whole house in the backpack. But it's important. And this is not just for city dwellers, because, riots could come to the suburbs. There's been a lot of talk about the suburban white woman, she's a Japheth woman, leaving Trump, and anger could well up in some of the little towns and down in Graham, North Carolina, and Hickory, North Carolina, little towns in Pennsylvania over the past couple of days. Trump has had over 100,000 people at some of these rallies, and they could run through a town and they could run over a town. And some of these towns have only one or two sheriffs or police officers. I'm telling you, the best thing to do is to sleep ready roll, have your children sleep ready roll, have your wife sleep ready roll, and not just for election night. You need to do this for 2 or 3 weeks until all can be clear and you're sure that there's not going to be social unrest of the sort of chaos, of fires, of shooting. Your medication, your passports, your driver's license, your insurance papers, all in a backpack, and sufficient clothing for the weather that you can put on in less than 2 seconds, and out the door you can go, and the whole family can go out the door. I wouldn't suggest going into the basement of your houses if you're in the suburbs. But you get the idea. Get ready and spread this word to everybody. I don't know that there'll be a need for any of this, but it would be better to be prepared than not being prepared, and there is a need. So I thought it would be very important that I would say that to you. I'm James Everett Manning, everybody.